So, das Zimmer von Napoleon haben wir komplett durchsucht, hoffe ich zumindest, dass ich alles gefunden habe. Jetzt gucke ich mal, was vielleicht noch irgendwo geht. Also da hinten wird die Treppe immer noch gefegt. Das ist ja sehr vorbildlich. Schauen wir mal, wo wir noch überall rein können. Da können wir nicht rein. Vielleicht ist Napoleons Zimmer auch tatsächlich das einzige, in das man rein kann. Was haben wir hier noch? Halbkreisschlüssel. Aha. Interessant, interessant. Wir hoffen, dass wir dafür die Tür noch finden. Geht's nach oben? Nach oben darf man nicht, oder? Warte mal. Oh, war nicht gerade das Symbol? Nee. Nach oben darf man nicht. Manchmal hat er ein bisschen Probleme mit dem Nachladen. Auch mit der Tagesbeleuchtung hier, mit dem Sonnenschein, hat er zwischendurch mal ein bisschen Probleme gehabt. Da hat es ein bisschen geflackert. Aber nichts, was jetzt so wahnsinnig schlimm ist. Ach, ein Teil des Hauses ist Holz verkleidet und das andere Stein. Kann man sich vielleicht so ein bisschen dran orientieren.
That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
Ja, das würde ich doch auch mal durchsuchen. Hier sowas, da merkt man es gerade so ein bisschen. Flackert immer mal so ein bisschen komisch. Pass auf, dann versuchen wir doch mal, ob wir da reinkommen, oder? Ach, da dürfen wir sogar so rein.
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
Wow! Oh! Holy fuckeroni. Ach du Scheiße. Ja. Die ist nach meinem
My dear
Geschmack.
Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams. P.S. Don't hold it against your mother. She still isn't ready. Please don't judge her. I'm sure you'll be able to put all of this behind you one day.
Was hat sie hier gemacht? Eine schwarze Messe gehalten, oder was?
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. A chest with a half circle pattern.
Ja, lohnt sich immer umzuschauen. Sehr gut.
An untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible. Feet and hands are bound. A piece of cloth in the mouth prevents the tongue from being sectioned. It looks like preparation for an exorcism. Is Elizabeth really possessed?
So, gleich mal wieder was über sie rausgefunden. Nehmen auch gleich... wohl, nee. Da warten wir, bis wir wieder das volle Inventar haben, dass wir das nehmen. Was haben wir hier?
Looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals.
Ach komm.
Well,
Aus
see
der
what
rein.
it tastes like.
Das ist geil. Das ist seine erste
I
Option.
really need to stop tasting everything I find now.
Super, ey. Du bist so gut. Erschöpft. Du hast gerade eine Immunität festgestellt. Ein Konzentrationspunkt kann nicht mehr verwendet werden. Das ist ja blöd. Habe ich mir den jetzt erarbeitet und dann ist er weg. Berauscht. Du hast in einem Kapitel 4 Konsummittel eingenommen oder ein schädliches Mittel konsumiert. Der Dialogtimer wird nicht mehr angezeigt. Ey. Was sind denn das jetzt alles für Sachen? So, was ist das? Dann nehmen wir davon eins. Zack. So, jetzt sind die negativen Effekte wieder weg. Aber das ist doch alles aufgesetzter Quatsch. Das macht die Geschichte doch um keinen Deut besser. Und das ist ja nun mal ein Spiel, wo es eigentlich nur um die Geschichte geht. 5 Kreiseschlüsse.
1792. Elizabeth, I am driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. Father controls my correspondence more and more. I am certain he filters our exchanges. Thankfully, one of the chambermaids is able to help me get my letters to you. But they still remain unanswered. I often think about you and pray every day to be able to hold you tight. We have so much time to make up. I beg you, answer me, please. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. That horrible woman came again yesterday. She spent a long time speaking with Father. I didn't understand everything because they spoke in French, but I'm sure they were talking about you.
Oh, ob das die seine Mutter war, die da mit ihm gesprochen hat? So, ich meine, die könnte man, wenn man sie jetzt nicht kennt, nur so sieht, könnte man sie durchaus als Horrible Woman beschreiben. So ist nur echt nicht.
November 1791. My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart. Father told me it was for your well-being, but I can't help but blame him. He claims that your condition has worsened and that it could be dangerous for both of us if we met. If only I knew where you were, believe me, I'd be at your side. I haven't received any news from you in a long time. Please write. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. I hope you like the enclosed talisman.
Ist der Talisman vielleicht das, was wir gefunden haben? Wohin? Unten?
June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer matter to you. Father maintains that the secondary effects of your treatment still trouble you, but that they will soon subside. Should I believe him? I cling to the belief that we shall soon see each other again, at long last. Write soon. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. Don't forget to tell me what present you want.
A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society.
Noch eine Immunität erkannt. Also jetzt wissen wir aber teilweise schon ganz schön viel über die Leute. Also mit ein bisschen Glück kann man das ja in den Gesprächen dann auch tatsächlich mehr benutzen. Achso, das hatten wir schon.
I found a box containing some kind of white crystals.
Könnte ich davon noch mehr essen, um mich mehr oder weniger noch kaputter zu machen? Ausgerechnet dazu hat er jetzt nichts zu sagen? Jetzt ernsthaft? Da ist jetzt kein einziger Punkt, wo er sagt, hey, das ist ja ein bisschen merkwürdig. Okay. Dann sag ich es. Das ist ja ein bisschen merkwürdig. Oder das Ding. Nö. Dazu sagen wir nichts. Okay. Das ist tatsächlich etwas merkwürdig. Was ist denn mit ihm hier los? Kein Meisterdetektiv. Das hatten wir schon, ne? Den Brief hier hinten.
My dear Elizabeth.
Ja. Oder? Warte mal.
My dear Elizabeth.
Ja, ja. Das hatten wir. Das war jetzt nicht so wahnsinnig ergiebig. Obwohl, ne, ein Bernsteinstück haben wir gefunden, ne? Also. Nee, Quatsch, das haben wir im Zimmer vorher schon gefunden, oder?
Let no one disturb me. I'm busy.
Too bad. I'll see him later.
So, niemand geht in Georges Zimmer rein. Das ist jetzt eigentlich ganz nett, dass man hier ein bisschen mehr Freiheit dann in dem Moment hat. Und sich zumindest ein bisschen umschauen kann. Und auch mal abseits der vorgegebenen Ziele sich umgucken kann. Also hier noch die Zimmer anschauen. Das ist ganz cool. Aber auch die Anzahl der Zimmer, in die wir rein können, ist momentan zumindest begrenzt. Da geht also nicht viel. Geht hier noch was? Nein. So, hier wird die... Ja, gut. Dann nehmen wir doch mal die nächste Treppe runter.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet. I really need to talk to you.
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault, too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Home.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not worried about Jacques Peru.
You didn't happen to lose this, did you?
Where did you find it?
In the small salon.
It's the only reminder I have of my beloved sister. I thought that swine stole it from me. You're her son. Sarah de Richet's son.
Yes, why?
Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
My mother came here to do business with Lord Mortimer, but she seems to have gone missing. So I'm here to find her.
I know your mother very well.
Ah, okay.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you?
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed. No, I remember her stare, cold as ice. Her sadistic hands pressing over my mouth to silence me while I screamed in pain. I remember her knees, too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
And next you're going to tell me my mother's also responsible for that scar on your head?
My heart stopped twice during the operation. I lost my memory for 6 months. You obviously have no idea of the abuse your mother inflicted on me.
Wait. There must be some kind of mistake.
My only mistake was ever meeting your mother.
She's able to describe every detail without hesitation or getting flustered. It's becoming difficult not to believe the poor girl.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
So, halt. Jetzt gucken wir erstmal kurz. Wo haben wir sie denn? Elizabeth Adams. Immun gegen Psychologie und Manipulation. Was gibt's denn hier? Psychologie, Befragung.
You're right. I don't want this conversation to turn into an interrogation. You've suffered enough already. I respect your silence. Please excuse me.
Well, thank you. I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they?
Die Schwester erwähnen, oder?
Haven't you got a sister?
Yes.
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
She's the only one who cares about me. I would have put an end to it all by now if it weren't for her. Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
Thanks for trusting me.
You see, before I was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my mother.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was declared stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother. I'm sure she had her reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's come here for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
Warum muss der eigentlich eine Maske tragen?
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
Yes. Can you briefly describe the ground floor, please?
Very well, sir. On the ground floor, there are mainly living rooms. Sir finds himself at present in the Grand Hall. From the Grand Hall, Sir can access, on one side, the small salon where the guests like to relax with a good book. From there, Sir can access the conference room, which is closed at present for preparations. That is where Lord Mortimer likes to gather all of his guests for talks. From the other side of the Grand Hall, Sir may access the dining room. That is where Sir's meals will be served. From the dining room, Sir may benefit from an exceptional view overlooking the island. It is also the best way to access the portrait gallery, where a large part of Lord Mortimer's works are exhibited. And in the gallery, Sir will also find access to the garden. But Sir may be reassured the building is accessible on both sides, so that it surrounds the garden in question. So, Sir should not find cause to worry. No one has ever gotten lost.
Except for my mother.
Has Sir another question?
Ich glaube, da kommen wir schon noch hin. Brauche ich Hilfe?
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
Ah, okay.
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Und da fehlt mir das noch für? Okay. Na gut. Bevor wir da reingehen, will ich noch mal kurz gucken, ob hier nochmal sich irgendwas Neues platziert hat. Nee, das ist nur das Hinsetzen. Oder kann ich jetzt hier was machen? Nee. Das sind aber mächtig leistungsfähige Lampen hier. so krass wie die leuchten. Kann ich hier raus? Nein. Dann würde ich mal sagen, gehen wir doch zu dem Meeting. Und schauen mal, was die zu erzählen haben. Jetzt eigentlich bei den Figuren nochmal mehr freigeschaltet. Da muss ich halt gucken, wenn ich mit denen spreche. Ja, wo ist denn der rote Saal?
Dear friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
I was only joking.
Who does not know a person?
How was the crossing for you?
Peru looks totally out of place here.
Oh, pity.
He's counting the 10 sets of cutlery around each plate? The man is completely lost.
Thank you again for the wine, Your
It is
Eminence.
remarkable.
It is served every day at the king's table.
I am delighted to hear it.
Volner and Piaggi seem to be getting along well.
Not really, no.
Surprising when you know Volner prohibited religious practices in Prussia. Renowned member of the Rose Croix Order, former Freemason, and great lover of alchemy. And look at Piaggi fawning over him. I really do have a problem digesting political protocols.
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And yourself.
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Eminence. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauterne, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved. Just mentioning that orphanage broke right through Emily's hard shell.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
My lord, I only know the prestige of your name. Might I have the honor of getting to know you a little better?
You are Monsieur
Louis Moras de Richet.
de Richet. De Richet. A name with a nobiliary particle. Are you descended from a noble line?
The presence of a particle does not necessarily mean a person belongs to the nobility, nor does it prevent the observance of the rules of etiquette, Monsieur von Volnau.
Please feel it. Yes, I heard the news.
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
And right he was too.
He's certainly well connected and in high places.
Surprising. No one appears to know him.
No one knows me, and yet here I am.
Quite so.
Monsieur de Richet? It would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
What do you want to know?
It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis.
I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about their disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
Keine Ahnung.
I don't know. Maybe you ought to speak to my mother.
Oh, what a pity. I was hoping you would be up to the challenge. Too bad. I have one last question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
I think what France is lacking today is a truly strong leader ready to govern her. Someone who will restore her luster, who will propel her forward so once again she becomes a proud nation respected by all. A man capable of both rebuilding the country from the inside and, at the same time, developing exterior relations. Someone with a vision, I think. The right person still remains to be found.
You're right, my friend. I hear your words, and I agree. Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the Revolution in France.
Monsieur Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture, and please know that I, too, am delighted to have met you.
My friends, I would like to say a few words, please. I would like to thank Lord Mortimer, and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington.
Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
So, was habe ich nicht gemacht? Ich habe einen Teil von diesem Brief beschmutzt und hat es gar keine alternativen Wege gegeben. Okay, ich habe ja jetzt am Ende irgendwas nicht aufgedeckt. Strange. Können wir dann hochleveln? Was wollen wir dann hochleveln? Was wollen wir überhaupt haben? Man braucht dann teilweise auch schon ganz schön hohe Stufen von irgendwas. Das reicht nicht. Hätte ich irgendwas anderes, was ich anmachen kann? Nee. Ach, bestätigen wir es mal.
Alright, let's recap. Before dinner, I was going to investigate my mother's message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up.
Das ist nochmal was anderes, okay. Gebe ich mal einen Punkt in die Wissenschaft rein. Ganz schön luftig hier, also nicht mal ein Geländer oder so da dran. Mutig, mutig. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich das so gut heißen würde. Auf jeden Fall jede Menge Schmetterlinge haben sie hier. Irgendwas war noch auf dem Tisch, das hatte ich jetzt in dieser Abchat-Situation nicht gesehen. Das war so undeutlich. Na gut, dann würde ich aber trotzdem mal sagen, jetzt machen wir mal eine kleine Pause und in der nächsten Folge geht es dann hier weiter. Bis denn, tschüss!